to heat up your frozen dinners, grab your TV tray, and settle in for another episode of the Plus Platoon, your podcast for all things Disney Plus, brought to you by Disney Plus fans. Watch along with us every week as we cover all the new, the old, the good, and the bad on Disney Plus. So put down that remote, don't touch that dial, and welcome your fabulous Plus Platoon host.
Hey everyone, welcome to a special edition of the Disney Plus News Day. It's all the news that was released today, and we're going to hear and be telling you about it so you don't have to go scrolling through, 3 hours of Twitter feed. Let me bring in Kate. Kate, how's it going this evening?
It's going so good. I'm so excited to be joining you on a Friday evening. I feel like I'm getting so much tuner this week because we had our Tuesday show, and then we have tonight's show, and then we have tomorrow's show, and then it'll be Tuesday right again. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yep. Now, it is just Kate and I tonight. We don't have Pete and Sam with us, but they're going to be joining us from the sidelines. So we have our own Statler and Waldorf tonight. Speaking
which one
of
do you
which,
think is Statler and which one do you think is Waldorf?
I refuse to answer that on the ground that may incriminate me. But let's just say, and Pete's here and Sam is here. So,
Cheers,
yeah. So, as I said, Kate, we were super busy today.
Yes.
So, let's start with what was released today.
All right, everybody, buckle up because Derek and I have so much to tell you. Him and I were texting throughout the day. He was giving me updates while I was working on the new things that were dropping. I could not keep up with every drop. So this is going to be so exciting. All right. So released today on Disney Plus, Enchanted, which is such a good movie. It's not that I forget it's a Disney movie, but that came out. So go watch it if you haven't seen it. Jungle Cruise.
And I will say, I have not seen it yet. I've never seen Enchanted. Nope.
Oh, you're probably going to hate it.
Eh.
You're probably going to hate it,
but I love all the old kitschy Disney princess movies, so I might.
Okay, that's true. You might I'll be interested to know your thoughts.
Stay tuned. We'll throw it in as a From the Vault, probably sometime in January.
Yes.
And Jake says he loves Enchanted. It has an awesome soundtrack.
Yes, it does have a very good soundtrack. Jungle Cruise came out today, which we are doing a show on tomorrow. So please join us. Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings came out today. We are doing a show on that next Tuesday at your regularly tuner time. We had The World According to Jeff Goldblum season 2. I didn't even know there was a season 1. So that's exciting.
I would say they've been pushing that pretty hard. So I've seen multiple commercials on that. So.
Yes. Let's see. Sorry, I had to
Olaf.
Yes, Olaf Presents. We are also going to be talking about that on Tuesday. The Simpsons in Plusiversary. I am not a Simpsons fan, so I was always more of a Family Guy person. I am not a Simpsons fan. If we have to watch it for the show, I'll watch it.
But... Only about 15 minutes long, so it's just a short.
Home Sweet Home Alone.
And that's all that needs to be said. Next.
My thoughts exactly. Ciao Alberto. We are also going to be talking about that in tomorrow's show. Mickey Mouse Get Short. Lord Almighty, it is Friday. Mickey Mouse Short Get a Horse. We love a good Mickey Mouse short.
And that's several years old. That's just finally coming to Disney Plus.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's see what else. Under the Helmet. The Legacy of Boba Fett includes commentary and info from George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. I bet that's going to be interesting.
I think it should be fun.
I know you and I are both not giants. We are not the big Star Wars fans.
No, but we like a good Star Wars movie.
We do I love
even some of the not so good ones. Yeah.
True. I love a good commentary. And last but not least, on what dropped today, Intertwined. Her future depends on the past. And that's all
Which
I know about that.
isn't that every single movie and every
Yes.
person's life?
Yes.
Your future depends on your past. Gee,
Yes.
there's a shock. But I think it's something to do with time travel and something along those lines.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
And
Anyway,
Steve's got another vote. Enchanted should be one of the movies Plus Platoon watches, and as Pete says, definitely is. So Sam thinks I'm going to hate it. Pete says I'll love it because there's no superheroes. So
I forgot
know.
that you like that kitschy.
and I'm a musicals fan.
Yeah, I
enjoy
forgot
it,
that
so.
you like that
Super sappy, sweet,
original.
stereotypical.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's got James Marsden in it and Amy Adams, and they're both very good actors.
I like Amy Adams, yeah. So
Yep.
Okay. Now, that's what was released today. There is a slew of movies that we now know release dates, or at least release times of the year, or at least release years.
Yep.
So, and there's so many of these, we have to tag team it. So,
Yep.
okay, we got a full-length clip from Get Back, the Beatles documentary by Peter Jackson. It releases November 25th. So it is about the Beatles writing of their last album before they broke up. Even to the point.
I think that could be interesting. But again, I love a good documentary.
I love a good documentary, and I'm a semi-Beatles fan, but the whole dynamic of what broke them up, I mean, to the point of George Harrison leaves in the middle of the documentary. So it is as they break up, and and Sam has a vote for that one. Yeah. Diary of the Wimpy Kid, Roderick Rules is releasing December 3rd. We finally have a name for that one. I mean, those of you who like Diary of the Wimpy Kid, I think it actually looks better than the live action ones.
Yeah.
We'll be interested to see.
Yeah.
Previously announced, but they re-released the trailer for Will Smith, Welcome to Earth. From National Geographic, will debut December 8th. He goes to all sorts of different places, goes into volcanoes, goes deep into the oceans in a sub. He goes all sorts of places that, again, different ends of the earth that he goes to.
I could say, I just hope that this is, I hope it's good. I'm a big Will Smith fan. I think he is a brilliant actor. And I like a lot of the times he does interviews. So I could see this being good unless it's hellaciously boring.
And I will say my least favorite Will Smith thing has been Aladdin. Him as the genie but you got to remember, every genie will ever be compared to Robin Williams.
Absolutely.
So there should be no other genie.
Yep.
But okay, Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild is going to be a new Ice Age film. This is from when Disney bought all the Fox properties. It will be coming out January 28th. There was a trailer for it that came out.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like another Ice Age film. I mean, I think they have some of the original voices as far as Ray Romano and that crew, but those are not the main characters we follow. We follow some of the possums go into the lost world where there's still dinosaurs. It's an Ice Age film.
And
that's not the original.
I am not entirely convinced I've ever seen the first Ice Age. At least not all of it. So I know that there were funny parts. Yeah.
And as Pete says, no more Ice Age. We have The Proud Family, Louder and Prouder, which is a series/season debut February 22nd. This was a Disney Channel series that I know Kate is really excited about this one.
I loved The Proud Family. And I can't put my finger onto why I loved Proud Family. The theme song is so good. I want to say it was originally done by Destiny's Child or just Beyonce. I can't remember if it was both. If it was Destiny's Child or Beyonce. I am very excited for this. I always loved The Proud Family, so it's Highly recommend. Hopefully they don't mess it up.
And I will say I've never seen the show. So
Mm-hmm.
it was a Disney Channel series, like came out like when I was in college. So like right around the year 2000.
Yep.
So I was not its target audience.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then we have Sneakerella, which is an original movie debuting February 18th. It is a retelling of the Cinderella, obviously. And it's basically a kid as a shoe designer, and the ball is a princess is having the ball, but it's all about she's the princess of a sneaker empire, and he's designing shoes for it, and she loves his shoes and likes him, and he runs off and one of his shoes stays behind at the ball. So, and as Sam says, how many more Cinderellas do we need?
That,
especially because he has a good female friend that I'm afraid they're going to try and play love triangle with that one, where, I mean, who knows?
And Sam's right. How many? I mean, don't get me wrong. I love a good reboot. Well, sort of.
Reboot sneakers. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I don't mind a good reboot.
This doesn't sound like a good
reboot. I'm kind of over the Cinderella thing. Didn't we just have another Cinderella drop?
They redid the Rodgers and Hammerstein, I think.
Yeah, Pete just said, didn't we?
On that other service. I think it was either Amazon or Netflix. I think it was Amazon.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, next up we have
hand it off to you, Kate.
Yeah,
guys, I will say those are the only ones that we actually know dates on. Mm-hmm. Now we're going to keep going through 2022 in months and seasons. So, perfect. Kate.
So we have Cheaper by the Dozen. The original movie will be streaming March of 22, starring Zach Braff and Gabriella Union, with a multiracial blended family of 12.
And along the same lines, do we really need another Cheaper by the Dozen?
No, we don't. I appreciate that they are bringing in the multiracial, and I appreciate that they're bringing that into it. But we don't need another Cheaper by the Dozen.
Because, again, as it says, this goes back to the original play was in 1948, and they've just kept redoing it. And they said the concept is broad enough that you could have them do anything, because the whole idea is the family of 12.
Right.
And so, I call me skeptical.
It's also like if they decided to do another Parent Trap movie. We don't need another Parent Trap movie. You know what I mean? We don't need it. Yeah. Although I will say I am excited for what I'm about to announce. Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers original movie reboot, not a sequel, with John Mulaney and Andy Samberg. Y'all, first of all, John Mulaney is one of my favorite comedians, and Andy Samberg is also very, very funny. Spring of 22, no plot is known at this time, but with those two, it's going to be good.
Yeah, that should be fun. As long as they keep the correct theme song.
Yes, agreed.
If they screw with the theme song, I'm done in the first 30 seconds. I mean.
Agreed. We have Better Nate Than Ever, an original movie coming out spring of 22, based on the book, and I apologize if I butcher this name, based on the book by Tim Federal.
That's how I'd pronounce it.
Okay. I'm so sorry, Tim, if you are a huge fan of the Plus Platoon and you're watching this and I butchered your name, I apologize. It is about a middle school student who has dreams of being on Broadway. They sneak off to New York City to audition for Lilo and Stitch, the musical. Please, God, may we never have a Lilo and Stitch, the musical.
And and I will say, Sam and Pete are both very excited for, and Pete says, he'll allow it with John and Andy. So,
he'll allow it.
But the Lilo and Stitch, the musical, don't put ideas in anyone's head, please.
No, please, God, no. Let that one die. We have Baymax. The original series will stream summer of 22. Baymax is a healthcare robot dealing with multiple patients in this series. I think I'm gonna love this one.
It could be very funny. The trailer, this is one that does have a trailer out.
Okay.
The trailer is, well, think Wall-E doing healthcare is kind of what it reminded me of.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
but I feel like it could be really funny and also so heartfelt.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I am very much looking forward to that.
And Sam agrees with you. Baymax is amazing.
Yes. And such an not only an underrated character, but an underrated movie.
Okay. Full disclosure.
You've never
I
seen
have not seen Big Hero 6.
It's really good. It's really good. It's a good one. Next up, Disenchanted, the sequel to Enchanted, which just dropped today. Disenchanted is releasing fall of 22. Giselle wishes her family, struggling in real life, and a teenage daughter can live in a perfect world. The spell goes awry and challenges ensue. So
yeah,
that's gonna be.
She basically tries to send them back to her fairy tale world, and it doesn't go well.
Normally it doesn't when we try to send things to a fairy tale world. Yeah. Okay.
And I would say, and Pete's throwing in, he thinks the next vault is Big Hero 6. Pete, it'll go on the list. I'm not sure it's old enough to qualify as a vault show.
I was gonna say, is that a vault?
To me, that's not a vault show. Yeah. It's not a new release, but to me, that's not old enough to necessarily be a vault show.
We need a category for that in between. It's not quite a vault, but it's not a new release. We need a category.
Culture Derek show. And Steve seconded it. So,
I did see there are also on this next thing I'm about to announce, there are pictures of the filming of this Hocus Pocus 2. Ho-Po 2, fall of 22. 3 teenage girls have to deal with the Sanderson sisters who are out for revenge from 29 years ago. Okay, this could either be really good or really terrible. There are certain movies that I don't feel like should get a sequel.
Yes.
This might be one of them.
Now, how about, because they die. We don't need a sequel. They die at the end. They turn to stone and obliterate. It's not like at the beginning of the movie where they cast a spell to come back.
You make good point.
They're gone.
Do you think they're going to address that, though?
I think they're going to have to, but who knows? It's Disney and it's Hocus Pocus, and they've got enough rabid fans out there that I'm surprised, honestly, they're not taking this directly to theaters. Because there will be enough people to watch it, including Jake, that
Jake, come to Orlando. I'll go with you and we'll go see it.
See, to me, I think they should bring it out into September with a 30-day window in the theaters, show it all of October, release it on Disney Plus like the 29th.
Or they could do a double feature and do the first Hocus Pocus into the second Hocus Pocus. Some like small theaters. I would pay to do that. Are you kidding? Anyway.
Or this could be one they release as premium.
Yeah.
I could see premium into September and then everybody on October 31st or something like that.
The last thing I'll say about this is Bette Midler is a dang good actress. When you can rock out Hello Dolly on Broadway, you can do Beaches and sing Did You Ever Know That You're My Hero, Wind Beneath My Wings, and then show up as a Sanderson sister. Like, she's flawless. So, all right. And last but certainly not least, and I don't know how I feel about this.
Oh, maybe not least. We'll see.
I don't know how I feel about this one. A live action Pinocchio starring Tom Hanks, directed by Robert Zemeckis. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Fall of 22, and it follows the original story. Listen, Tom Hanks is kind of like Bet. I think he's a brilliant actor. I don't know how I feel about a live action Pinocchio.
He's got to be better than Drew Carey and Geppetto.
Yes.
I mean,
wait a minute. Drew Carey is cast as Geppetto?
He was in the movie Geppetto.
Oh, okay.
No. I'm assuming Tom Hanks is Geppetto. I'm assuming he's Geppetto. He's got to be Geppetto.
Unless it's like how they did Polar Express, even though it's live action,
Oh,
he does a whole
and that
bunch
was
of roles.
a Zemeckis film with Tom Hanks. Okay, all of a sudden you have me either excited or worried, and I'm not sure which way to go.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, and Tom Hanks is going to be. I would say Tom Hanks. Ryan says Tom Hanks is going to make that movie. I would say he's either going to make or break that movie.
yeah.
Sam's skeptical. Yeah, Pete says Tom Hanks is Geppetto, not Pinocchio, and he's going to back it up. And I will say though, there has been other casting announced.
Yeah.
So,
well, and it'll also be interesting to me because that is a very, very dark story.
Yes, it is not a happy story.
It is not a happy story. It's a very dark story, and I know. Jake said Tom Hanks can play anything in my opinion. He was phenomenal in Saving Mr. Banks. Listen, my favorite movie of all time is Sleepless in Seattle, starring Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan, circa 1994. So
or is it You Got Mail starring Tom Hanks and
that
Meg
is
Ryan?
My second favorite movie. Yeah, that is my second favorite movie. But that is, I mean, when they go to the carnival thing, it is very, very dark. So
that is the point
to see.
Yeah, that's the point where my parents had to take me out watching it as a little kid in the theaters. He turned into the donkey and I was done.
Yeah.
Glenn does say, wonder if they'll follow the original story like they did the live action Lion King. Basically, if they're going to make a live action of the exact same shots and everything as Pinocchio, it could work with the songs.
Yeah.
It could, because the songs from that are iconic. You've got Give a Little Whistle. You've got Let a Conscience Be Your Guide. It opens with When You Wish Upon a Star. That's the opening song to that whole show.
Now, forgive me for asking this. When they say live action, that means actual people. It's not like a Polar Express, right? It's not.
That's the impression I'm getting. It is you're going to have to do Pinocchio somehow,
Right.
but the Foulfoot and Gideon, but
right.
I can see it be a combination. I don't think it's going to be like they did Cats, where
God. Have you seen? I can tell we can talk about this later. Andrew Lloyd Webber's reaction to the movie Cats is hilarious. He's
because
like,
it's one of those what the heck did they do?
Literally was like,
yeah.
This is awful. It is the worst thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caleb says, wasn't there already a live action Pinocchio just last year? Followed the original story. Now
I
you got to realize,
so too.
Yeah, but follow the original story is questionable because Disney never follows the original story ever. Okay, Bambi. He actually follows the book fairly closely in Bambi, which is such an uplifting movie. Yeah, Pete expects it to be bad. Sam says she was Gideon in her second grade play. That's rather catty of her. Sorry.
Sam, I am going to forever call you Gideon. That's all I'm going to call you from now on. That's very funny. All right, Derek, you're up.
I am up. Okay, and these are 2022 with no confirmed release date. Okay. First one is Limitless with Chris Hemsworth. It is a National Geographic series about the boundaries of human potential. Ladies, the trailer shows Chris Hemsworth without a shirt on like 3 times. So,
don't get me wrong, he's a pretty man. I probably won't like it, but
and from what I've seen, it's him trying to test the boundaries of what the human body can do. It shows him climbing a 200-foot rope hanging from a gondola strung between 2 mountains and doing polar bear plunges and those kind of things. So that's kind of the direction that's going.
Listen, if he wants to push the boundaries of what the human body can do, I would like to have him go be friends with the Beast during the 3:00 parade at the Magic Kingdom and have him be in a full costume, olive parade route. That will test the human body. You're welcome.
Yes. We have America the Beautiful, the series from National Geographic, streaming in 2022. It looks to be very similar to the old True Life Adventure movies, which I love.
Oh, okay.
So if you want good nature shows, good old nature shows, watch the True Life Adventures, which I think are almost all on Disney Plus. But it's basically they're going to do stuff about winter, spring, summer, and all the different animals all around the United States. It's an animal-based show. So that looks interesting.
I think Sam likes shows like that.
Yeah, Sam likes shows. I like shows like that. Although, based on the previous show, says will be Rebecca's favorite show. If only Sam votes. If it was Chris Evans. Yeah, whatever. Sure.
Instead of Chris Hemsworth. Well played.
Now we also have. If you're ready for it,
I'm not.
Yeah, High School Musical, the series, season 3 will be featuring. The tagline is "Love is an open door." They're doing Frozen the musical. And that show has officially jumped the shark.
Yep.
I mean,
let it die. I mean, listen, I love a good musical. I loved the first season of High School Musical, but they did Beauty and the Beast, which I'm gonna make a lot of people upset here, but Beauty and the Beast is one of my least favorite Disney musicals on stage.
It's not a great musical.
One of my favorite
it's not
movies.
A great musical.
I'm so unbelievably over Frozen. I have been over Frozen ever since the first movie came out. It's a great movie, but working for the parks, Frozen was stuffed down our throats so bad. We may have to let this one die. I don't.
Two funny stories on Frozen. One, my son is about 3, which is about when Frozen came out. And that was part of their Christmas program one year in elementary school. These girls are riding down the sidewalk screaming "Let It Go" at the top of their lungs. And he goes, "I hate that song. And they're not even singing it right." And then we are sitting on Main Street, USA, watching whichever projection show was before Once Upon a Time. The 10 o'clock projection show, the pure projection show.
The Magic, the Memories in You.
No, it was the one after that. It was the one after that. Celebrate the Magic or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Anyway, and it's been a long day. We've been there, park open to park close. And my wife and I are sitting there talking and watching it. And all of a sudden I look down and my son is sitting there on the curb, head in his hands, covering his ears. And I'm going, "Dude, what's wrong? You had a long day." The Frozen section is playing on the castle. He just says, "I hate this stupid song." Fair enough. After that song was over, he was back. He was up. He was having a great time. So Frozen can die. I understand it was a surprise hit for Disney. Frozen 2 wasn't nearly as good. And it can just go away.
Yep. The only thing I really liked from Frozen 2 is the song "Lost in the Woods." And I don't even know why I like it, because it's like an 80s power ballad.
That's why we'd like it. So,
But yep.
Yeah. Okay. We have the Spiderwick Chronicles. We'll have a live action series coming to Disney Plus. That is based on the book, which I have not read.
I haven't either.
But it looks very fantastical and science fiction-y. So,
Sam, have you read? Sam, type in the chat if you've read the Spiderwick Chronicles. Anyway, keep going.
It looks like it could be interesting. It looks it's non-human. It's mystical creatures. I saw dragons. I think I saw a unicorn. I saw lizards. It's real interesting, but I have not read it. Neither has Sam. So,
all right.
Then we had Willow. The late 80s, early 90s, I think it was late 80s anyway. The movie Willow is getting a sequel series starring Warwick Davis, who was Willow in the original. For those of you guys who don't know, he was also R2-D2. He's been a lot of... Anytime they need a shorter person, he was... Yeah.
Was he in Harry Potter? Did he do stuff in Harry Potter? I want to say yes. Someone fact check me on this.
Was he... the little servant dude?
Well, I feel like he might have been one of the hang on. Was he one of the goblins in Gringotts? Y'all, someone fact check us and let us know. Someone fact check us. We'll keep going. Someone fact check us. Professor Flitwick! He was Professor Flitwick. Thank you, Caleb.
He was also in the Leprechaun film. He was Wicket. He was but as Pete says, the trailer is hilarious because it's all about him. Yeah, and sorry, Pete. Yeah, Kenny Baker was R2-D2, but it's all about him talking about introducing all the people who's with him and talking about everything, and they all keep talking about him doing Star Wars instead of Willow because it's all younger actors. It's worth a watch.
You got it.
Yeah, we had an Obi-Wan Kenobi teaser released. Basically, it talks to Ewan McGregor and it talks to some of the producers and directors about what it's going to happen. We did find out Darth Vader is going to be making a reappearance because there's going to be battles with Darth Vader. The Jedi are still being hunted. So that's going to kind of be the plot is Obi-Wan Kenobi still has to hide out while he's protecting Luke, which I always figured if you really want to protect Luke, why did you keep his last name as Skywalker? If Anakin was looking for this kid, and with the uncle, and I'm going, why not change the kid's last name? Mainly because George Lucas didn't think in number 4 that he was going to be related to Darth Vader.
You make good points.
Okay, boys, we've got stuff for you guys also. Cars on the Road series will be a Cars like TV series with Owen Wilson and Larry the Cable Guy back as the original voices. That's the part I'm excited about because some of the other ones with, especially some of the Mater's Tall Tales, had Larry the Cable Guy, but it was not Owen Wilson doing Lightning McQueen's voice.
Yep.
That is coming out. That's going to have a 2022 debut, and Sam is a big Mater fan. We're going to have full length making of specials about Pixar's Lightyear, which is the Buzz Lightyear origin story, and Turning Red, which is about a red panda. Feature length making of those movies will come out in 2022.
I don't mean to throw anybody under the bus right now, but I did get a text from our friend Ryan, who watches the show a lot, who said that the Lightyear promo or premiere of it had him actually deceased. He was so excited about it that he just died. He just stopped living.
But yet he still comments. So
he still comments because
we'll see how that works.
Platoon is that important, but.
And Caleb says, original Cars movie was great. Yes, it was a remake of Doc Hollywood, but it was still great. Okay, guys, old movie with Michael J. Fox that it is exactly the same. Cars 2 was terrible. I think terrible may be a little strong. Not good, but terrible. I will say Cars 3, the story is what Cars 2 should have been, where Lightning is almost the old has-been racer, and there's this new racer coming up, and he almost takes on the Doc Hudson character. Cars 3 is what Cars 2 should have been.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, Ryan says it's his ghost.
It's my ghost.
Glenn says I'm wrong, which, I'm sure I'll hear about that one later. And Sam is agreeing, I'm assuming, on Cars 3 should have been Cars 2. So. And we have Zootopia Plus is going to be a shorts series from the world of Zootopia. The only way that's going to work is if they have the original voices.
No, the only way that's going to work is if it's focused on the sloths that work at the DMV.
Yeah.
Because that is the funniest part of that movie, are the sloths in the DMV.
Okay.
So
I would agree with that. I liked the very end where, the blood, and her overplaying it, the acting was terrific.
Yeah.
But other than that, to me, it's kind of an movie.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Tag me in, brother.
Ugh.
All right. So this is
As Sam says, it would be the slowest movie ever.
Ah,
Real slow show. Yeah. Except I think it's shorts, so
Oh,
they'll only seem like 6 hours long.
so this next section is all about shows coming out in 2023. So we've got a little bit of time, but don't worry, the tuners will still be here for you to bringing you all of your Disney Plus needs in 2023. You're welcome. All right.
Yes, we will.
So 2023, I am so excited about this. A Tiana animated series is coming in 2023. I hope that they don't butcher it because Princess and the Frog is one of my favorite movies. I love how Princess Tiana is so independent and is so strong. I'm excited for this one.
Do you think they're doing this partially because they're redoing Splash as her?
Absolutely. 100%.
I totally agree. I think it's a cross promo session. Yeah. And Pete, don't worry, we're getting there for Marvel. Marvel's coming off in a bit. But I don't know. To me, this is one of those. It's her new role as princess of whatever the fake land is that she's princess of.
Yeah,
I want to say Mordovia, but isn't that from Princess Diaries or something like that?
Yes, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway,
but I've been getting all confused because as everybody knows, I have been watching through all of the Marvel from beginning to end chronologically with TV shows. And when you put in like Wakanda and you talk about all the last names of everyone, it's just a lot. So anyway, moving along, we have X-Men circa 97. For all of you young tuners out there, that was a decent amount of time ago.
I was in high school, so
I was not. I was 9, so whatever grade you're in when you're 9. Anyway, the animated series will debut in 2023.
And this looks a lot like the old X-Men cartoon show. Which means that Disney is finally acknowledging that Marvel X-Men exist.
Yep.
Because until this,
talk about this.
Yeah, until this point, they have not acknowledged that the X-Men exist in Marvel.
When we look up as we're watching through chronologically, X-Men are not a part of our Marvel viewing. The only X-Men is Quicksilver that we deal with, who is Wanda's brother. Anyway, that's a whole nother talk for a whole nother day. Next up, and lastly, the last thing that we have so far for 2023 is we have Win or Lose. Series follows a middle school softball team following a new character each week. Fall of 2023. This could be real cute, or it could be Own the Stage.
Yeah, Own the Room.
Own the Room. That's what I meant.
Okay.
Own the Room.
It is animated. It's an animated series.
Real?
No, it's an animated series.
Oh.
And it's each character is being followed the week before the championship. At least the screenshots they're showing were animated. But
did it look funny? I didn't see this one. I didn't see the promo for this one.
There was not nearly enough information. It is a Pixar.
All right.
It is Pixar. So
all right, I'll give it a shot.
We'll see.
Yeah.
And Pete says Tiana's Moldonia. Sure.
I love that you and I are both like, okay.
Okay, yeah.
Somebody type in the chat what the place from Princess Diaries is with the Moldova. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Novia.
What is it?
Novia.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Now I know a lot of you have been waiting for this, and I know that Derek is going to
Pete, here we go.
Because I know my brother.
Before Glenn says that could go in the direction of Big Shot, and not in a good way. So yeah.
All right, here we go, everybody.
Here's your Marvel set.
Much Marvel, all the time. Disney knows what its cash cow is, and right now that is Marvel and Frozen. All right, here we go. Marvel. Yep. Marvel's Moon Knight series coming soon. Preview in Marvel. What does that mean?
There is the Marvel preview show. It's about a 15-minute show of
That's what that
it
meant.
has it has WandaVision, it has Falcon and Winter Soldier, and one other, I think, maybe whatever the did we
Yep.
watch another Marvel series, or was it just those two and it seemed like 6?
Loki.
Okay. So it's about a 15-minute thing. If you start at 8 minutes, it's all the new stuff.
Yep. He's right.
So
He's right.
yeah.
So Marvel's Moon Knight. There you go. Check that out. We have She-Hulk series coming soon that is also in the Marvel preview. And I believe it's if you go into Derek, where did we find it?
There's a Disney Plus day, all the trailers and stuff they released on Disney Plus Day is its own section on Disney Plus.
Yep.
Like three down.
Yeah, and it'll say Marvel Disney something 2021. That's what we're talking about when we say preview in Marvel. It'll say Marvel Disney Plus something 2021. That's what you want to check out.
Yeah.
We also have Miss Marvel Summer of 22. That is also in the Marvel preview.
Okay. It's what's known as Marvel Studios Disney Plus Day 2021.
There it is. Yep.
Yeah.
And don't get thrown off, because I got thrown off when I was watching WandaVision and Falcon Winter Soldier and Loki.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't even need to watch this because and then my very
start
nice
about 8 minutes. Yeah.
Yep. Said fast forward to 8 minutes. Okay.
And Pete says She-Hulk should be fun. We do see Mark Ruffalo show up as Smart Hulk for a minute. So
now, are all of these live action or are these animated? Did it tell?
The Marvel and She-Hulk and Marvel and She-Hulk at least are live action. I think Miss Marvel was live action too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Which, sorry to steal your thunder on.
Yeah.
Miss Marvel.
You're good. No, you're good. What if we'll be getting a season 2? I don't know. Did we talk about the fact that they have actually brought out the zombie Captain America from?
Wait. Yes, we have talked about that, but look further down on the list. You get there. You get to zombies in a minute.
I get there. Shush, Kate. Yeah. Get out of here. Don't get ahead of yourself.
And and Pete did say those 3 were announced at D23 in 2019. Yes, we do have trailers for them now, though.
Okay.
So
Pete, let's get real
real
right now. Do any of us remember anything pre-2020? No. There is no pre-2020. There is only this pandemic and what we are living through now. So
how do we drop Pete? Oh wait, I can't do that now. We'll have to drop him. Yeah, we'll have to drop him Tuesday just out of principle.
I don't remember 2019. Get out of here.
And as Ryan says, what if I don't watch that season either? So
all right. Next up we got
and Caleb does say Moon Knight, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, and Secret Invasion are live action, which we're getting there. We're getting there, Caleb.
Thunder. Next up, we have Marvel's Echo series. We also have Spider-Man Freshman Year, which is an animated series. I would be nervous about this, except that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is one of the best Marvel movies there is. It's so good. And it's animated.
Okay.
Miles Morales as Spider-Man is so good. I need somebody to back me up here in the chat. So anyway, I'm moving on.
If it's so good, Kate, why didn't you recommend that as the Marvel movie I should have watched?
What did I recommend? Because
I don't remember. But none of you mentioned that. But the Spider-Mans have not all been on there much because they're still owned by Sony. So
I don't even think Into the Spider-Verse is on Disney Plus. Actually,
I don't think it is. Don't need more what if. Pete backs you up. Into the Spider-Verse is amazing. It is a Sony movie.
Sony movie. So
because Sony still owns Spider-Man.
Right. And doesn't Sony also, am I wrong in this? Doesn't Sony own the X-Men? Even though
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
They've done some movies, but Spider-Man is the only one that was separate. Now, when we start talking about theme parks, I think it's either Sony or Universal is going to pretty soon own all the catalog to Aerosmith. which is going to
Correct.
dive into Rock and Roller Coaster. So,
They already have pulled all of the Aerosmith from Rock and Roller Coaster.
really?
Except for the pre-show. The sign outside is changed.
So the music is all different?
And all of the pre-show is the same. The music, I don't know because I haven't ridden the ride myself in a minute, but the music outside, they were playing the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack when I was there last. And all of the merchandise in the gift shop outside of Rock and Roller Coaster, it only says Rock and Roller Coaster. None of it says anything Aerosmith on it.
Okay.
So,
yeah, and as Sam says, Into the Spider-Verse is not part of the MCU. Spider-Man Freshman Year will not be connected to the Spider-Verse. It's MCU Spider-Man prequel set pre-Civil War. Okay. That makes sense because he would have been younger.
Y'all, that's gonna mess up me watching things in chronological order.
See, that's why I just don't watch the Marvel movies. They keep sticking stuff in everywhere.
Okay. I have to tell you though, watching things in chronological order has makes so much more
I'm sure it's going to make more sense until they throw something in way back that changes everything.
Like I just watched, all you Marvel fans will appreciate this. I just watched Age of Ultron for the first time, and that's when they introduced Vision and Wanda, and everything makes so much sense. So anyway, moving on.
So when do you watch the different What If episodes?
In the list that I am following, you don't watch all of them until after Endgame and
but I'm just going, if you're watching everything that it happens in order, you gotta add the What If there. Anyway, keep going, Kate.
Anyway, I Am Groot animated series. If you all know anything about me, Groot and I were very, very good friends at Walt Disney World. I love Groot. I have a affinity for Groot. I'm very excited about this. Very, very excited. We also have Ironheart series coming.
I'll admit, I don't know anything about the Ironheart character.
I know nothing about Ironheart. I know nothing.
Nope. But, I don't know anything about Echo. I'm assuming something to do with sound. But
Steve Ironheart, just commented and said, I'm halfway through watching the MCU. Steve, are you watching just the movies or are you also doing television shows? Because we should talk because we are halfway through. Y'all, Agatha's getting her own show. Agatha, House of Darkness is coming soon. This is the content I didn't even know that I needed in my life.
And this is almost going to have to be a prequel to WandaVision. Because at the end of it, so writing budget for I Am Groot has got to be so small. I Am Groot wrote the shore for you. That's the only thing he's going to say. So
listen, I can neither confirm nor deny that when you met with baby Groot, that Groot could say 32 different ways I am Groot. So
well, and I thought it was interesting when because Vin Diesel is the voice of Groot, but when he did all those different I Am Groots, they actually wrote out on there what he was supposed to be saying so that he could say I am Groot in that way.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Steve says it's just the movies at this point in time. You guys watch the shows. Okay. Favorite age for Groot? Baby, angsty teenager, or adult?
Baby.
Okay.
Baby. Come on.
And Agatha, House of Harkness, not Darkness. That's probably my fault. I probably mistyped it. So my apologies.
All good. You know what? It's literally all good. We've got Marvel Zombies animated.
I told you.
Does that feel like a stretch to anyone else, though?
Everyone else. Everyone else.
It feels like a stretch to me.
Because that's based off one What If show, right?
One.
Yeah. One. And Captain America, as you said, is in the Disneyland park for Halloween as a zombie. And this is a cash grab. This is nothing but a cash grab.
It's a stretch. We're reaching at this point. They did just recently announce that 3 of the characters from the Eternals are going to be at Avengers.
They're there. Yeah.
Which is very exciting. All right. And everybody, this is it. We tried to warn you that there was going to be a lot. Last but not least, Secret Invasion series is coming soon.
Yeah.
And that's it for the Disney Plus news.
I mean, you would have thought they would have come up with more stuff on Disney Plus Day. Oh my gosh.
Listen, when Derek and I started this episode, we were like, oh, it's only going to be like 30 minutes. And we've been talking for almost an hour. And it's just the two of us. Like, there's so much.
Oh,
okay, Derek, let me ask you this.
Apparently, Pete says there's a comic series out there for Marvel Zombies, and Caleb says it's going to be based on that, not What If. So,
okay.
Sure. Okay,
so
Kate, go ahead.
Let me ask, and this will be our final question of the night. What is the one thing that was announced? And please type this in the chat if you're listening, following along. What is the one thing that is announced that you were most excited for? Do you have one that sticks out to you?
Honestly, I'm looking back through my list.
Me too.
I
would say most excited and
least excited.
Mm-hmm.
The one I can tell you the one I'm least excited. Okay, other than all the Marvel stuff, so we're just going to give that a given for me.
Mm-hmm.
Least excited for me is probably High School Musical, the series for 3. I mean, that's probably the one I'm least excited about.
Yeah.
I will say, and remembering I am not a huge Star Wars fan, I'm probably the most excited about the Obi-Wan.
Really?
Yeah. Because I love Ewan McGregor, and I think he is about the only redeeming feature of the prequel series is his portrayal of Obi-Wan. Okay.
Yeah.
Sam's got to vote in for Baymax, I'm assuming as the most excited about. Okay, Sam, Kate, how about you? Most excited?
Yeah. My most excited, Chippendale with John Mulaney and Andy Samberg.
That could be good.
And that's actually gonna tie also with Baymax, because I think I am going to like Baymax a lot.
Okay.
Least is if they weren't doing Frozen. If they were doing anything except Frozen, even if they were doing The Little Mermaid as a Disney show, I would be down. But the fact that they're doing Frozen, I can't get on board with it. So, which is so funny because if you go back in the vault of Plus Platoon, I said that High School Musical was like my favorite show we had talked about. It's got to be a tie between Frozen and live action Pinocchio.
That live action Pinocchio is either going to be amazing or absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
And it's because it's not going to be anywhere in the middle. It's not going to be in the middle. It's going to be wonderful or horrible. Steve's on my side. Nick is all in. Nick is all in for Agatha.
All in for Agatha.
Yes. WandaVision so far has been my favorite Marvel series.
Me too. Me too.
So I will say that.
But Derek, do you think that that's because it wasn't as like in your face Marvel? Do you think that's why it was your favorite?
And it, for the most part, could stand alone.
Oh,
For the most part, it could stand alone. As long as I knew that Wanda and Vision were together and Vision was originally dead.
Yeah.
For the most part, it could stand by itself. And it was one of the first things I watched, and I wasn't overwhelmed with Marvel. Okay.
I like it.
And Steve's on board with us. Yeah. Ryan's on my side. Pete says Tiana series is the thing he's most excited about.
Yep. That's up there for me too. As long as they don't butcher it.
To me, that's 2023. That's a ways down the road. Caleb says he thinks the Zombie What If was a trial run, and if this new series will be dark and gory. Rumor is that it'll be TV 14. Contrast to What If's TV PG. If that's the case, no.
I haven't heard that, Caleb. So that's very interesting. And I mean, I never thought that Disneyland would bring out a zombie Captain, like to bring out something, I don't know, scary like that.
Now, was he out for regular show or just the Halloween party?
I don't know. Disneyland is obviously the favorite child. They get all of the like ridiculously cool. They have Muppets right now.
They have Cars Land. They've got,
because of Disney Plus, I think they had Max and Goofy out as Powerline.
I know.
Get out. We get it. Disneyland is the favorite child. We get it.
Yeah. Pete says they did not mention Big Shot season 2 today. Not looking forward to that. Nope.
You're right.
And Nick says, bring on the zombie princesses. Well, we kind of had one for Sleeping Beauty. So anyway, and Ryan says he was just out during the Halloween hours. So
that's fair.
Okay, guys, that was a ton of stuff.
So much stuff.
Now, tomorrow, we're back. And we've got, I think, Sam back with us tomorrow because Pete is on his way to Boardwalk for like a week, and I don't want to hear it.
He's coming to play with me!
So tomorrow, we are doing the Jungle Cruise movie, which I have still not watched. Have got to find time to watch that in the next 23-ish hours. And Ciao Alberto, which is based off of Luca. It's when the friend goes off and lives with the sea captain. It's all about him wanting to impress him. Okay.
I didn't see Luca, so.
Yeah. Tuesday, we're watching Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings, another Marvel movie. Yay. But we are also watching Olaf Presents, which is a series of shorts based on him doing the classic. Now, by classic Disney movies, it's most of the ones from the early 90s. It's Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, Tangled, Lion King.
Okay, you know what, though? I have to say, I was not looking forward to this until I saw a minuscule of a second of Olaf as Rapunzel, and all he does is
throwing the hair down.
And he throws his hair down, and I was like, okay.
And I've seen him holding up a baby Simba doll. Just, I think that's the highlight, going to be a highlight of my Tuesday.
Yeah, agreed.
But, so, guys, that's our show for the night. It was a news-only show, and you can see why we did it by ourselves, because... And by ourselves, I mean, we did news by itself because otherwise our other shows would have run 2 hours.
Yeah.
So, guys, as always, if you guys have comments, suggestions, email plusplatoon@gmail.com. We are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. We are Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern. We are also tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. And we are on all major podcasting episodes.
Please leave a review.
Guys. What? Yeah,
please leave a review. If you like us.
Especially if it's a 5-star. Yeah.
They really like us.
And Pete will be joining in from us from Boardwalk on Tuesday. And with that, guys, we will say good night. Good night, everyone.
Bye, guys. Happy Disney Plus Day. Thanks for watching this week's episode of the Plus Platoon. Be sure to subscribe to the Plus Platoon podcast to keep getting great content each week. Then head over to Apple Podcast and leave those 5-star reviews as they help make the Plus Platoon visible to even more Disney Plus fans. Also, go to YouTube and like and subscribe to the Plus Platoon channel, where you can watch all future episodes live. If you have a question for the Plus Platoon, please send us an email to plusplatoon@gmail.com or connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram @PlusPlatoon.
The Plus Platoon is a Disney Plus fan podcast and is not affiliated with the Walt Disney Company or the Disney Plus streaming service. All opinions expressed on the show are solely those of the individual hosts and in no way reflect the views of the Walt Disney Company.
Thanks for watching, and be sure to stay tuned for next week's episode because the Plus Platoon is to be continued.